Now today I want to continue on the themes of sensibilities. Again, sensibilities, the way that we're defining them are ways of kind of accessing the world. I might have a way of accessing the piano by building up a sensibility by practicing the piano so that I can play it well. Or I might have a sensibility towards understanding what moral injustice is. And when I'm walking down the street and I see something, I'm kind of more sensitive, or I can better infer when certain moral injustices happen, at least my definition of what a moral injustice is. And today I want to talk about something that I'm terming meta-sensibility, or you can call it a sensibility of a sensibility. And the way I want to define this is it's when it's appropriate to use a sensibility. So let's say I know to play the piano, however, I don't know when it is appropriate to play the piano. I have certain actions or sensibilities or ways of interacting with the world at any moment in time, but why should I choose one over the other? And just an example. Let's say I went through a CPR class and I understand how to execute CPR on someone. And let's say I'm walking down the street and I see someone who's maybe gasping for breath, and I decide that they need CPR, and I perform CPR according to the class that I did. But what was actually happening is that they were having maybe a seizure, and they didn't need CPR. So my sensibility towards administering CPR was fine. My sensibility towards understanding when to use CPR was not as much. So this is often termed, I guess, in philosophies, when is an action appropriate is more of an ethical question. It's not a technical question. And you can see this distinction actually in ancient Greece with Aristotle, where there's techne, which is practical skills, learning how to manufacture certain things or learning how to play a musical instrument. And there are practical wisdom, which is more towards when is it appropriate to use something. So I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm connecting what a meta-sensibility is, a sensibility of a sensibility, to explain when it is appropriate to use a sensibility. Again, if we go back to our definition of having a foreground and a background, the background of a meta-sensibility will be, I guess, what would it be, I guess? It would be given all the background of all the possible kind of ways of interacting with the world. If the background is, I guess, the entirety of my sensibilities, the way that I am able to access the world, it's my ability to choose which sensibility comes out to me that is appropriate, at least in the current moment. That's what I wanted to go through today, meta-sensibility. It's not a term that I think I've heard in other places, so it might be inconsistent with other philosophy that you might study or read about, but that's what makes most sense to me right now.